The Leeds coach, Maurice Bamford, leaves out David Creaser, a standoff who's been in tremendous form this season. He has a bruised shoulder, and they miss Australian star Peter Jackson. He moves to stand-off position. He opts for further experience at half-back too. He prefers ex-international Ray Ashton at number 7, and the youngster Mark Wilson has to be content with that substitute role. But it's that Leeds pack that's very strong, and I wonder just whether Wigan coach Graham Lowe has taken a big gamble. He's introduced 3 youngsters to the pack, Ian Lucas and Martin Dermott, 2 front rows there, 21 years of age, and even younger lad, 18 years old, Ian Gildart in the second row. They've got a tremendous task in front of them, but if they can win the ball, Edwards and Gregory, they're a couple of the best half-backs in the world. They rank with any combination, and certainly we've got a game on our hands. I think, Alec, tremendous match in prospect.
Well, yes, really, the battle of the giants, big spenders, both clubs, and a lot of potential on the field. Match winners on both sides. I think it's going to boil down to which side takes its chances.
A lot of pre-match talk this morning, Alec, about Leeds, that Leeds could possibly do Wigan here.
Well, a lot of people probably want Leeds to do Wigan, Ray, but whether they can's another matter. I think Wigan will be a very difficult side to beat, but I think it's going to be one cracking game.
Yes, and with world stars like that number 13 there, Ellery Hanley, 63 tries to his credit last season, and already in good try-scoring form. Very, very fit side there, and the pitch in perfect condition. The frost overnight and the fog has all gone, and we couldn't have a better pitch, I think, to play on. A wider pitch than the normal rugby league side pitch, but 2 or 3 metres, and that should suit Leeds, I think. A lot of money has been spent by Maurice Bamford, well over £500,000. I don't know how much that little lad's cost. He must have been an overnight buy. But won by the number 3, Gary Schofield. World record, £175,000. Only a youngster yet, but yet so experienced in the test game. And whenever we are here on Grandstand, he certainly comes up with the tries for us. Leeds not won a trophy for 3 years when Maurice Bamford was last in charge of the side. And just look at the amount of support that they brought over the Pennines there. And referee from Castleford, Ray Tennant, an ex-player himself, was an amateur hooker with the Pointer Panthers side in Castleford, and a very keen referee. He went over to Australia and New Zealand this summer to his own expense, refereed some matches out there, and just deserving the biggest match occasion in his refereeing career so far. Peter Tunks, the big Australian prop, captain of the Leeds side, one of the big purchases in the summer, and it looks as if the teams are going to stay as they are. Yes, Wigan be playing in the cherry and white hoops from right to left. The sun coming through. We couldn't have asked for better conditions, Alec, could we?
No, we've got everything, Ray. We've got ability, we've got atmosphere, and we've got a beautiful day. And really, Ray, this should be a very interesting game. It's going to be interesting, the tactics early on in the game. Joe Lydon, who's kicking the ball off now, he normally catches the ball and plants it back into Leeds half, but this time Wigan will be happy to keep Leeds in their own 25.
Yes, well over a couple of £1 million worth of talent on here. We should see some spectacular tries, I think. So, Joe Lydon to start this semi-final. And as Alec forecast, a long ball, but well picked up by Stevie Morris. Roy Powell. I know Maurice Bamford, the Leeds coach, especially proud of this lad. He's come through the Leeds Colts coaching network. Peter Tunks, and that was a good tackle, very good tackle from youngster Ian Lucas. He'd be keen to get into the game. Not a good kick to Hampson. A think we'll see some very strong forward play early on, Alec, and very good for referee Ray Tennant.
Yes, I think so, and also, Ray, we've got a little bit of fisticuffs. I think it's just tensions, early tensions, and a penalty for Wigan for Lee Crooks just pushing Hanley at the play of the ball.
Now then, is Ellery Hanley wanting Lydon to go for goal? But no, he's not. Putting the ball, I think, wisely in the corner there. So Wigan, first real attack there from Joe Lydon. Maurice Bamford done a lot of work on the Leeds defence this season. Brian Case. And certainly this man, Peter Tunks, he's known as the enforcer in Sydney for the way he drives the ball up, but a good tackle. Edwards. Wigan won this trophy 3 times in their history. Leeds twice. Little Andy Gregory, number 7 for Wigan. To Lucas. Oh, that's a good ball to Kevin Iro, but a good tackle. Very good tackle there by Australian standoff. Peter Jackson, Hanley. Just a yard short. Edwards. Very cleverly done by Edwards. It didn't come up, but the thought was there to Gregory. This is better. Just couldn't get away there from the clutches of Gary Schofield. And just look how keen Andy Gregory is to get into this game. Henderson Gill. Tremendous pressure here from Wigan.
I think we'll find out there, Ray, that Lee Crooks is lying on the floor, got a very bad injury then. He went down and seemed to caught his shoulder.
Good tackle there from Tunks. Case. Yes, obstruction, a crossing movement there. Referee Tennant right on the spot. Obviously, he had judged that that was a crossing movement. And this would be a disaster for Leeds if Lee Crooks had to go off. It looks to be an elbow injury. Well, what a blow there to Leeds. £172,000 worth of talent, this boy, signed from Hull in the summer. Great Britain test prop, played for Balmain in Australia in the summer, and the man who was bought to lead the Leeds revival. Barely a few minutes play, sad to see him go. Tunks to Morris. A lot of these sides using the wingman to come in to take the ball off the tap penalty. Roy Powell, oh, that's a good burst from Powell, but no backing up. When a second row goes through the middle there, that's where the halfback should be, following him. Kevin Rain, the substitute, very experienced player, the twin brother of Keith Rain with the Wakefield Trinity Club. Peter Jackson. But I think Leeds might miss the distributive skills of Lee Crooks, Alex. Well,
I think that's a terrible blow for Leeds, Ray, and not only is he just a world-class player, he's an absolutely tremendous part of Leeds' build-up. Everything which slipping the ball comes from people like Lee Crooks, and I think that's a devastating blow so early on.
Youngster Martin Dermott there, been contesting the hooking role all season for Wigan with Great Britain international Nicky Kiss. Yes, referee Tennant saying that Andy Gregory didn't retire from the scrum. When you've put the ball in, you must retire. So a chance here for Leeds to mount an attack.
I think this is what Leeds have got to do early on, Ray. They've got to put the pressure on top of Wigan, and once they put the pressure on, convert it to tries.
Well, they've certainly withstood that first 5 minutes of pressure, and Maskell. Roy Powell. the 17th season of this competition, and I don't think we've got a more evenly balanced semi-final in all those 17 years. Oh, good move by Ray Ashton, but a crossing again. One or two of these sides now really putting a lot of planning into the game and trying so many of these miss moves and crisscross moves that now and again the players overrun, and that's what happened there. Ray Ashton then penalised. And Lee Crooks now gone to the dressing room with what we understand could be a suspected dislocated collarbone.
And this is what the penalty is all about here. Obviously a planned move, Ray Ashton, and just look as he takes one man out of the game.
And that's a good touch finder. Wigan, the leading prize winners in this tournament, won over £45,000 worth of prize money in the history of the tournament. Ooh, that was a good tackle from Stevie Hampson. He's only small in stature, but done a lot of work on the weights this season. That's a good ball from Heron. Schofield, and that's a tremendous tackle from Stevie Hampson. Well, this lad, he mustn't weigh more than about 12 stone, but all 12 stone there flew in like solid granite. I know he's been working very, very heavily on the weights.
Well, this is a tremendous tackle from Stevie Ham. Just watch this, 11 stone of nothing. But what a tackle.
Yes, really committed himself there, the current Great Britain fullback. Oh, and there's another good tackle. Rain, Kevin Iro. This young number 4. Wigan lacking Dean Bell, the current New Zealand Test centre, and this youngster, 19 years of age, came in his place. Case. Gregory. Edwards. And the 6th tackle coming up. Well taken there by number 13 for Leeds, David Heron. Stevenson looking for the corner grubber. Oh, and he gets it well. I think Morris was a little bit casual there from that kick, Alec.
Well, I would have said complacent, really, Ray, but that could be a very, very costly, and for this little lad, the Australian, he really can't afford to let Wigan camp out in this territory.
Yes, he certainly hadn't gone back deep enough in anticipation of the kick. And there's a good ball for Gregory, but a knock-on. And he doesn't like it, but he'll have to respect the referee.
I think he realises, Ray, that he's absolutely missed a chance of scoring there. He's a professional, and a very good professional.
And I think it's just Peter Tunks lost his boot. They seem to wear carpet slippers these days, Alec, even in the front row.
Well, it's speed, Ray. It all comes down to speed.
Well, the size of my boots, I must never have had it, Alec. Oh. So, Leeds then, defending desperately. All Medley. And it's interesting to see that both of these sides electing to kick the ball rather than mess about with the ball on their own line. I think they both realise that the attacking potential of either side, should they get the ball, could be vital. Henderson Gill. This boy should be in hospital, really, having a probe on that right knee injury, but he's electing to play as long as Wigan are in this tournament. Good way. Oh, that's a good ball to Stevenson. Hanley. Gill. I think Goodway did very, very well there. Joe Lydon now then. That's a good cover tackle. Excellent cover tackle there. Copy boot loose forward play, David Heron. Covering behind the field, rather like a sweeper in soccer. Just 10 minutes gone, still defence is on top, no points each. Oh, I think that's a wasted ball. Paul Medley. Another one of the ex-Colts players from the Leeds side, Paul Medley, number 12. And a good tackle there from that little man, Andy Gregory. He rolls his sleeves up, he throws himself into the game, and there he is again. Always reminds me of Popeye, Alec, with the spinach, this little lad.
Well, he might remind you of Popeye, Ray, but he's a tremendous player. And at the moment now, just looking at two sides as they settle down the first 10 minutes, I think Wigan seem to have more generals in the side than what Leeds do. I think the loss of Crooks is a big blow to Leeds, and Wigan seem to have more firepower. Yes,
and of course, Crooks gone to hospital. He will not take any further part in this game. There looks to be plenty of running in Ellery Hanlon. Scored 63 tries last season, was after the record of 62 tries for the Wigan club held by the great Welsh wingman Johnny Ring, but just didn't get it. Oh, good run there from Wigan, and that's a better one. Good tackle, but a forward pass, I think. Stevie Morris covered that very, very well. Brian Case just no way through. Another of these Australian buys in the summer.
Well, this is what we're going to capable of. Just watch the support of the men here. Gregory, a lovely little break. A man in support, holds the ball. Perfect pass inside to young Lucas. Now watch inside as he flips the ball.
Oh, and a superb break there from David Heron. Took everyone by surprise there from the scrum. This lad, Gibson, running well in the centre, normally a wingman. And just look at Steve Morris there, coming in from the wing, gaining that vital 10 or 15 yards. Jackson. Oh, that's a good ball, but couldn't be taken. Well intended by Peter Jackson.
I think you can put that down as a chance miss, Ray, because it was a lovely ball off Peter Jackson, and I think the player inside, all he had to do was take the ball.
Yes, and a good example of holding the body upright and putting the pass around the tackler. Ian Lucas. And certainly since number 15, Kevin Rain, came on, this Leeds defence certainly tightened up. Well picked up. Another Australian, Marty Gurr. Tunks. Ooh, casual by Jackson, but it was behind him. John Basnett. This is good rugby. It's nice to see both sides, Alec, really moving the ball out wide and really trying to play attacking rugby.
Yes, well, I think what both sides are doing, they're looking for one individual player to finish off one of these great breaks and great moves which both sides are producing, because the defensive pattern on both sides is very, very good.
Gill. And just look at the mobility there of these forwards. Number 8, Peter Tunks, from one wing to the other. Gildart. Edwards. Not just got away as yet, but this is the man who makes this Wigan side move. Number 6, Sean Edwards, the tactician. To Marty Gurr. Signed from the Manly Club in New South Wales. And offside. And the first offside decision in the match from Mr. Tennant. He's been keeping them very, very well back. And Peter Jackson to put to touch. Just 15 minutes gone, still looking for the first points on the board. Notice Steve Morris coming in again.
I think with a little bit of foresight, Ray, I don't think he should be coming in there, because somebody will really put him down.
I think he's trying to make yards, Alec, as quick as possible, isn't he? I think that's the intention.
Yes, well, they move the wingman now and move him wide, but I'm sure they'll be better just moving the ball out wide.
Another good tackle there by Hampson. Rain. This is looking dangerous. Paul Medley. Oh, knock on and offside. Take your pick. Referee Ray Tennant elects for the offside. One of those instinctive features there. Colin Maskell sees a loose ball, correctly dives on it, but it's an offside decision. Case. And that's interesting. That's the first time we've seen anyone go from the acting half-back position, trying to make headway down the middle. We've seen a lot of good tackling out on the wings, and I think that was well done by Martin Dermott there. He spotted that there might be a gap around the play of the ball, but with Peter Tunks about, there certainly wasn't. And that was well picked up by the touch judge, Mr. Hesketh.
Well, I think you'll find here that Peter Tunks says young Dermott has the ball. Just watch him as he comes across. He's down. It's not this instance, it's this one.
Yes, no need for Peter Tunks there to come into the tackle. The tackle had already been made. And I have a feeling that penalty goals might well be the difference at the end of this day. David Stevenson, the last time we saw him on television in the first round, he kicked 5 goals against Castleford. He was in cracking form then. About 35 yards out this, well to the left of the post. But no wind at all, ideal conditions for kicking, firm ground underfoot. And again, one of these round the corner kickers, the style so much in vogue these days. And a style that's so accurate. There's the 2 points, so first points to Wigan, 2 points to 0 then for Wigan. Just 17 minutes gone then in this first half. And I think, Alec, goals could be a difference in the end,
yes,
couldn't they?
Especially with David Stevenson, Ray. It's nice to see him, you know, kicking goals so well. And when you think that if Dean Bell was fit, I think he'd have a problem getting in this side.
So, Leeds, despite all that good play, good attacking, 2 points to 0 down.
I believe, Ray, that the loss of Lee Crooks is a disastrous blow for Leeds. I think it looks as though 1 or 2 of the forwards, although they're tackling very well, might lack just that little bit of class.
Well, the front 5 essentially are all runners or tacklers. I think they'll be looking to David Heron at number 13 for Leeds to make the ball play. And a forward pass.
That's an interesting decision, Ray, you know, because some referees might have thought that was a deliberate forward pass, but I'm going to give a penalty.
So Ray Ashton to put the ball in, and it's Leeds' ball. Oh, there's a gap on that side. No, he hasn't got the pace. That just shows the value of having a loose forward as quick as Ellery Hanley. An ex-standoff and centre himself. Roy Powell. Leeds then with 4 tackles to pull themselves back. Heron. These 2 half-backs for Wigan, Gregory and Edwards, getting through some work in the tackle. And Maskell this time, going down the middle. Rain. The 6th tackle coming up now. Oh, that's a nice chip for Tunks. Oh, and it's just not taken. No, it'll be offside. Carl Gibson knew that the ball had gone forward, but it was a very, very good move by Peter Tunks.
Well, you don't see many prop forwards putting little kicks like this in, and I think John Basnett, if he'd have picked this ball up, I think it was a certain try.
Yes, Peter Tunks there thinking. two very fit, very strong packs of forwards. I think we'll begin to see the gaps opening up in the second half. One or two of these lads are beginning to tire.
It looks as though in the early stages that the tackling bags have been out on both sides, because Leeds are tackling very, very well, and it's not often you see Wigan being kept in their own 25.
And having to kick like this, Alec, too.
No, you don't.
Stevie Morris. Oh, well linked up there by Bassnett. Both of these sides using the wingmen well, not just keeping them out there on the touchlines. Kevin Ray. Big front row there of the Leeds. Tunk, 16 stone. Kevin Ray, another 16 stoner. But referee Tennant not happy with the ball. The ball must come out behind the rear feet of the second row. Well, I don't think Andy Gregory knew that the ball was out there.
I think actually, Ray, that Ray Ashton couldn't believe his luck and left the ball to Gregory.
Hampson. Oh, beautiful dummy from Hampson. He's got Lydon outside him, but I think he'll go himself. He will, no problem. Superb intrusion there by Steve Hampson. He spotted the gap on the blind side. It's his 9th try of the season, and half of them have been scored in that similar move. He could have used the pace of Joe Lydon, but he had no need to do. 22 minutes gone, 6 points to 0 for Wigan.
Well, what a cracking try this here. Just watch Hampson. I don't think Marty Gerd will be too happy. This is an Australian fullback and an Australian player. Stevie Hampson, he's a very, very good player. He's a very class player, and this is a very, very good try.
Yes, and Steve Hampson's been doing a lot of sprint training in the summer with the ex-Olympic athlete Bill Hartley, who's now down at the Wigan club, and it's certainly paid off. He'd no need to use Joe Lydon on the wing there. Very good try. And what should be a difficult kick for David Stevenson. Well out on that right-hand touchline. But he likes to kick from that right-hand side. He can swing the ball in. And he certainly has the power. 65 goals now to his credit this season. No, neither got the direction or the height, and I don't think David Stevenson will be happy with that.
And I will see Stevie Hampson here. He looks as though he's enjoying this, doesn't he? He knows he's clear, he knows it's 4 points, and that's a good try.
Peter Jackson then to kick off. And back to Hampson. Good way, well positioned there on the line. Sensible tactics there from Wigan. The second row enabled to take the ball away, gain the 25 yards. Case. Oh, that was a good move by Lydon. Certainly kicking a lot to this right winger here, number 2, Stevie Morris. Ashton.
I think you'll find tactically now, Ray, that Leeds are just missing that link. They look as though they're at, you know, 1s and 2s. And really, Wigan look as though they've got more balance in the side, and they're thinking a lot better.
Ashton. Oh, that's a good ball, but Gurr should have given it first time, I think. I think one of the interesting things, Alec, is this boy, Peter Jackson, who's having to distribute at stand-off, when really he's a centre, he's more accustomed to running onto a ball, isn't
yes,
he?
I think a natural stand-off is very, very hard to replace, Ray, and I think Jackson is doing a job because of David Creaser's injury. He's not a natural ball player, he's a runner with the ball.
Long way to go, though. 6 points to nil is not very much in a semi-final, especially with the talent that there is in this Leeds side. Tunks. That's a good ball. Now then, 3-2. This ball's got to move quickly. Kevin Rain to Gibson. Oh, but well covered by Stevenson. Maskell. Well, that was an innocuous kick, really. Easily picked up by Martin Dermott. Lucas.
I think Leeds, Ray, are going to have to put some points on the board, because I think longer Wigan in this game, with the loss of Crufts, I think it's bound to tell.
That's another good kick from Lydon. Both the Leeds wings, actually, John Basnett and Stevie Morris, up far too quickly on the 5th and 6th tackle. Ashton to feed the scrum. A lot of people just comment on Ellery Hanley's tries, this number 13, but the amount of tackling he gets through as well is typical of a loose forward. Gary Schofield still gets it away to Morris. Oh, that's a good ball. Roy Powell. Well, I think Roy Powell cut inside there. I don't think he could see on his outside. He certainly had an overlap. And Leeds are creating the overlaps. It's just that the tackling. Oh, here's a chance. Oh, Medley scoring himself. Well, Hampson missed him. And there's a try from nothing. Powerful run there by Paul Medley. I felt he should have given the ball to Gary Schofield. But what confidence for the youngster. He's hoping for the Great Britain tour to Australia at the end of this season, and with tries like that, I'm sure Coach Malcolm Riley is penciling him in his notebook.
Well, this is the try that Leeds wanted. They had to put some pressure on Wigan, and this is a very, very good try indeed, and very, very needed. A lovely ball here from Medley. Kevin Ido misses a tackle. He looks as though he has him. Now, Stevie Hampson's caught in two minds here. Doesn't know where to go, but young Medley won't mind. Good try, and very needed.
Yes, Wigan looking comfortable, but 3 or 4 times we've seen in this first half, Leeds have created the overlap, just haven't had the finishing power. And Paul Medley took matters into his own hands. Now, this should be an easy 2 points for Maskell, and it is. Only kicked 6 goals before this match, Colin Maskell, but there's his 7th. 6 points each now.
And the try that Leeds needed. Paul Medley just watches Kevin Ido despairing tackle. Stevie Hampson caught in two minds. Medley, a big lad, just walks right through him and makes a beeline for the under the sticks. Good try and very important.
Well taken by Jackson. Significance of the traditions and the history of these two sides. Two of the great teams in rugby league. 104 trophies both these sides have won in their history. And here they are contesting for another.
I think it's amazing, Ray, what tackling does to people. Peter Tunks, I don't think he expected that sort of a tackle in this country, because Australians are noted for their hard tackling, but I don't think he expected that one.
I think that's one thing we can say, Alec. The defence in this country now is so much better, isn't it?
Yes, I think our defensive players improved tremendously. So if we combine that with the skills we've got, we should have no problems.
Just 10 minutes to go then in this first half. Delicately balanced too. Wigan just sending Case to drive in, I think, hoping to suck in 2 or 3 of these forwards. Another short move to Goodway. Lucas. Having a good strong game, this lad, this 21 years old prop. Case. Wigan used 4 tackles there, and on all 4 occasions driven the forwards in towards the post. They'll move it wide now. He does to Hanley. Just held. Good tactics there from Wigan. Now the 6th tackle. Gregory. Oh, he dropped the ball, but it was a knock-on.
I think there's a little bit of a confrontation. Peter Jackson, behind the referee, Ray, was saying that he thought that came off a Wigan player.
Yes, I think Ray Ashton wanted the ball for Leeds too, Ali, but it's nice to see the referee's decisions, at least in rugby league, being respected. Oh, that's a bad drop. Well, if I was the size of Andy Gregory, Alec, I don't think I'd tangle with anybody, but he seems to...
Well, no, what he's saying is he's a nutter, what he's training. The lad's right, there was David Eden was a little bit of a problem then.
Ray Ashton. And offside again. This Wigan side, very, very keen on their defence. Last season, the best defence in the rugby league in cup competitions and league competitions, but occasionally they do incur the wrath of Mr. Tennant. Yes. Touch.
I think Leeds now, Ray, at this moment in time, would love to put some more points on the board because they know they're coming to the area now where a try or a goal will take them in front at half-time.
And there do seem to be some gaps out wide in the Wigan side. The forwards in defence seem to be bunching very, very close in. I think they're moving up very, very quickly, trying to cut off, as we can see there now, cut off the distributor there, Heron, at 2nd or 3rd man. But if it gets past that 2nd or 3rd man, there are some gaps.
I think during the season, Ray, Wigan have been penalised because they always class themselves as a very good defensive side. They come up very quickly and a lot of times they get caught out.
Powell. Leeds will be looking for the kick on this 6th tackle to Jackson. Oh, that dummy again from Hampson, and that's good for Iro. Yes, Gregory did well there. Edwards, both of these half-backs, very, very sharp, neat sidestep, can side through a defence. And a good ball there from Hanley.
I think that's one good thing about Wigan, Ray. They always make the ball available and keep it available. And when you see finishing like this fella...
Oh, that's good. Oh, just couldn't take the final pass, Joe Lydon. But tremendous piece of work there from Hanley and Goodway. Superb backing up, support play. And let's praise this defence. Just look at Peter Tunks there again, the lead skipper. A prop forward across the field. Now, Gary Schofield knows what he's doing, letting it roll dead. No need for Gary Schofield to take the ball. A tap now on the 25-yard line. Tunks.
I think they're going to have to look from a big game from Peter Tunks, Ray, because one or two of these forwards of Leeds tend to tire a little bit in the closing stages, and there's no way you can do that against a side like Wigan.
Morris. Just 5 minutes to go, 6 points each, just the 2 tries, one to Hampson in the 22nd minute, one to Medley. Martiger looking for support. Oh, that's a good run from Jackson, but just can't get the ball away. Notice how Kevin Iro there clamped the ball on Jackson. Attempted drop. No. Attempted drop there from Gary Schofield, but well wide.
I would think, Ray, that if he'd looked outside him towards his left, he had about a 5 or 6 to 1 overlap, and I think moving the ball out, even though it was the 6th tackle, might have paid better dividends.
Yes, I think the speed of these Wigan forwards moving in, it's taking a risk. It is clamping Leeds' style down, but once that ball moves out to the 3rd or 4th man, Alec, they can get overlaps.
Yes, I think what you've got to do is have a man coming short.
Oh, that's a good run there from Stevenson to Iro, but he hasn't got his wingman outside him, of course. Gill had gone inside. Good cover tackling there from Kevin Rain. Gregory looking for support. Hanley. Oh, and he gets it in Lucas. Just look at this prop goal. It's Leeds ball. Well, I don't think Mr. Tannen is going to allow any advantage.
I think Leeds will be a little bit disappointed there, Ray, because I thought they come up with the ball and they finished up getting a scrum down out of it. It looked as though nobody had the ball.
And he's certainly seen something there with Ellery Hanley. He's seen an offence. And he's stopping the clock.
Well, I think if you get the ball here, as young Ian Lucas throws the ball back now, just watch who they go down for it. Maskell goes down, David Stevenson. The ball's loose, there's nothing wrong with this. Now watch his Hanley. He goes in with the knees, definitely.
Yes, and as we can see, the Leeds physiotherapist just looking at the back of the hooker there, Colin Maskell. And a penalty to Schofield from that silly offence from Ellery Hanley.
He's a big lad, this Powell Ray, isn't he? He pulls 3 or 4 people in with him every time he gets the ball. Very
powerful lad. And here's another one, Paul Medley. And good strong runner when he gets away. Made his debut in the Great Britain side against Papua New Guinea this season. Just 2 minutes to go in this first half. I'm sure Leeds would like to go in, even if it'd be a slender 1 or 2 point lead. Well, I don't think the players knew whose ball it was, who was offside or what. One of those tricky mental situations. But it's Wigan ball. Wigan's Andy Gregory to feed. And Hanley, loose forward, gets it.
I think, Ray, looking at the laws, you know, that's a penalty because that ball should come out exactly behind Hanley, not him picking up out of the scrum.
Oh, that was a bad ball. So Maskell just couldn't get that ball away. If Colin Maskell could have got away with that ball, then Leeds had 3 men on that left side. Roy Powell. Jackson. Gibson. Good tackling here from Wigan, moving across. Ashton. And the 6th tackle now then. Seconds ticking away, coming up to the half-time hooter. Oh, I think Hampson will take this. He does. No problem. Like food and drink to this full-back. And well done by Henderson Gill there, sensing that his forwards were out of position. Came in from the wing, took it well. Case. It's nice to see Wigan keeping this ball on the move, but at times 1 or 2 loose passes.
I think the Leeds tackling, Ray, is absolutely ferocious. It's very, very good indeed.
Edwards got Hanley with him. Now then, looking for support, but no, good copybook tackle there from Leeds number 6, Peter Jackson. Moving into injury time now in this first half. And I'm sure Wigan on this 6th tackle will be quite content just to put the ball as far downfield as they can and find touch in the bargain. But I don't think we'll need the scrum. There's the hooter. Successful first half, 6 points each, and I'm sure we're in for some fireworks in the next 40 minutes. And I think this lad here, number 13, David Heron, he's got to assume the distributive mantle now that Lee Crooks has gone off. He's been playing a game out wide. I think he's got to come a little bit more nearer to the play of the balls, take a little bit of responsibility off Peter Jackson and let Jackson run off wide. But the next 40 minutes will tell. 6 points each and everything to play for the final on January the 9th. And it is Peter Jackson from Canberra in Australia to kick off. Oh, good move by Hanley. We said he'd be looking for an early try. And those are the sort of gaps that he goes through. And a penalty, rightly so. Nothing more frustrating for a player than when you've made a break and you want to get up and play that ball quickly, to be held down. And Jackson, no doubt about it.
I think this could be a very costly penalty here. Just watch Peter Jackson's a magnificent tackle with him and John Basnich. Now just watch him. He's mauling him, he's niddling him. He would not let him get up, and a penalty rightly so.
Yes, and certainly Wigan have come right down to that 25-yard area. No changes at half-time. The two coaches still electing to keep the players on. Just Lee Crooks, of course, sadly we understand, gone to hospital with what could possibly be a dislocated elbow, and more worrying, some pain just at the base of the neck and the shoulder.
This is a very dangerous position for Leeds, Ray, because Wigan, they work all kinds of moves from positions like this.
Stevenson got the size to crash him like a forward. Sean Edward, oh, good ball to Ellery Hanley. And a vital tackle there from number 7, Ray Ashton. He clung on for his dear life in that little Leeds scrum half. Oh, good dummy. And well thought by Ray Ashton. He lost the ball and got a foot to it. Ashton again. Well, I think Ray Ashton must have heard you that you were going to substitute him, Ali.
Yes, well, let's hope he does a lot more of it, Ray, because there's a lot more needed.
Ashton again. And that's the sort of position I was looking for from David Heron, trying to put Peter Jackson through the gaps. Roy Powell. Ashton. Very big lad, this Peter Jackson, 6 foot, 13.5 stone centre from Canberra in Australia. And a nice kick there from that prop forward, Peter Tunks. Well, as I said, they call him the enforcer in Sydney. He's the man who enforces the tackles, takes the ball up front. But a good piece of thinking there. Nice right-footed kick to touch. And I must compliment that Wigan front row so far. The two youngsters, Dermot and Lucas, doing a fine job in the scrums, really matching up to this big Leeds pack, even in the scrums, 6 scrums each. Good tackle from Roy Powell. Some copybook tackling here, Alex. Shoulders straight into the midriff.
Yes, I think one thing, Ray, the tackling bags have been out on both sides, because give credit to the tackling of Leeds. They're certainly keeping Wigan pinned down well in this side, and watch, I wouldn't be surprised, a long ball down the field. Just looking at Kevin Rain here, Ray, the number 15 who's on our side now, 2 or 3 times he's gone down on one knee and he's stayed there, and he looks very, very slow to get up.
Well, he was having treatment earlier on, just as the second half began. John Bassnett not had a lot to do, coming in, helping his pack out. Heron there now at the receiver. David Heron. And I do think that coach Maurice Bamford at half-time has told this number 13 at Leeds to go first receiver from the acting half-back position to begin to make play. 10 years at Leeds. He's in his testimonial season since he was signed from the Hunslet Boys Club across the city. And Ashton to feed the scrum. Referee Ray Tennant looking to get the scrum on the 10-yard line. That's a good heel. Oh, good ball to Schofield. Oh, that's a good pass from Schofield. Good one-handed pass, getting the ball around the man. Leeds looking very dangerous in these backs. Ashton.
I think what we're playing for now, Ray, is a point scored, and it wouldn't be surprised me if Leeds keep this ball in the middle of the field and try drop a goal.
Little Andy Gregory there, tackling with the biggest man on the field, Peter Tunks. Oh, good run from Jackson. Oh, but a magnificent tackle there from Sean Edwards. Right round the legs, but Leeds pressure, Ray Ashton. And it's there. Superb drop goal there from Ray Ashton. Just 6 minutes gone in the second half, but that 1 point nudges Leeds into the lead. 7 points to 6.
Well, this is what I forecast a little bit earlier on in this game. Just reading it just shows you how vital points are. Ray Ashton, all the time in the world, straight in the middle.
Yes, and I think the elastic has gone in his shorts. I think he needs a new pair of shorts. Joe Lydon. Leeds as a club have been in the doldrums for 3 or 4 seasons, only just escaped relegation from Division 1 last season by the barest of fractions. But a huge spending outlay, £600,000 in the summer. Picked up players like this number 8, Peter Tunks from Australia, Jackson and Gurr from Australia, and the 2 world record buys of Schofield and Crooks. And what a difference they've made.
I think if there is a bad fault with Leeds, Ray, is the kicking, kicking to this full-back Stevie Hampson, who loves coming forward onto the ball. I think they'll find it a lot easier if they get the ball behind him or put it out to the wings.
Wigan, to my mind, Alec, are getting a little bit bogged down in the middle of the field. It's not the fluent rugby we're used to. Oh, good run there from Roy Powell. And I think that came there because Andy Gregory was looking for support. Wigan were flat-footed and he'd nobody to pass to. Leeds on the attack then. Medley to Heron. Schofield. Oh, slipping Kevin Iro. Good ball again to Medley. Tremendous pressure here from Leeds. Peter Jackson, Tunks. Still going. Schofield again. Rain, but he's lost it. And I think Wigan will be glad just to get hold of that ball and to hold on.
I think Leeds would really love to put some points on the board then, and I don't think they'll ever get a better chance than that, because there was men queuing up alongside Gary Schofield, and I think over-elaborated a little bit, Ray, and instead of putting the long ball, the short ball would have done the trick.
Ian Gildart. And a big test for these youngsters, only 18 years of age, that boy. Big test for them here now in this cauldron of a match here at Burnden Park, Bolton. Hanley, that's a good run. Stevenson just couldn't get the ball away. Well intended, but it's Leeds' ball. And suddenly, I think, Alec, the temperature gauge moving up now.
Yes, I think they've got rid of all the frustrations now, Ray, and they realise that the next score could be a very crucial one.
Paul Medley. Dangerous number 12 there, got the pace to score tries, and offside again, Andy Goodway. Racing in, number 11, Andy Goodway.
And that is the thing we was talking about early on, Ray. If there is a fault with Wigan, they are, you know, inclined to just close people down and close them down very quick. And Mr. Tennant, who I admit, is having a very, very good game indeed.
And that's a good kick from Jackson. 10 minutes gone in the second half, just the 1 point difference, 7-6 to Leeds. Roy Powell. Had good games, these two second rows, Paul Medley and Roy Powell. Come through the Leeds coaching system as youngsters. Kevin Rain. Now then, a test for the best defensive outfit in the game. That could be another 6 tackles. It is. Heron. Good ball to Medley, but an equally good tackle from Ellery Hanley. He saw the danger just 2 yards from this Wigan line. Tremendous pressure here now. Peter Tunks, has he got the size? Well, it took 4 Wigan men to get him down. Ashton. And significantly it is Heron doing the ball play. Kevin Rain, has he got the pace to go? No, and he's lost the ball. But that was a good cover tackle from Stevie Hampson. I think when we look back on this game, that was a crucial tackle. And
well, I think this was a crucial miss, not a tackle, Ray. Just look at Heron outside. All he's got to do is hold the ball, and just look what he does. He throws it anywhere inside.
The substitution for Wigan at number
and a stoppage in play at the moment by referee Ray Tannant. Richard Russell, this youngster, coming on for Wigan in the place of, I think it's going to be Joe Lydon. He's been troubled with a thigh strain.
I was just wondering, Ray, whether Leeds will probably regret that miss. They've had a lot of pressure and a lot of chances, and Joe doesn't look too happy, does he? It looks as though it is a little bit of a pull.
Wigan absorbed the pressure, looking to get back. This is the sign of a class side. Stevie Hampson again making the break. But a good cover tackle by Paul Medley. Hanley. And crossing again. A lot of sides, as I said earlier on in the first half, using these criss-cross movements and scissors movements, but very often.
Yeah, I think this is a very good decision from Mr. Tennant here. Watch Gregory and watch Goodway. He takes a man out of play, and that is a good decision.
We've had some good kicking to touch there from number 6, Peter Jackson.
13,538 is a record for a John Player semi-final time. 13,538.
Ashton. Heron. Marty Gurr linking up well, and I think the big difference in Leeds play is since this number 13, David Heron, came around, he's played the balls. Peter Tunks. And the sixth tackle, another attempt at drop from Schofield. No, not this time. A little more hurried there for Gary Schofield than the earlier kick by Ray Ashton. And Richard Russell's first touch of the ball, this youngster just making his way in these cherry and white hoops, Wigan colours. Good pass there from Goodway. Andy Gregory battling as ever, this Great Britain scrum half. Hanley.
I think you've got to look at the Leeds tackling, Ray, and say that, you know, the hurrying and the scurrying Wigan when they get the ball, and it's been very, very good for a good 40 minutes.
Well, I haven't seen Wigan like this for a long time. Stood flat-footed in the middle, one or two of these forwards standing around, not running from depth. But that's a good ball to Hampson. He's got Kevin Iro outside him, he's got Edwards inside him. Now then, Edwards is a quick player. Oh, it could be a forward pass, and it is. Yes, no doubt about it. Referee Mr. Tennant was right on the spot there. He was almost parallel with the pass.
Well, I think both these passes were forward. I think the ball was a forward pass, and this one should have definitely been a try. Sean Edwards, look at the little bit of fancy skill which he doesn't need, flips the ball over. Yes, and well forward.
Yes, and good positional play there from Mr. Tennant. He certainly showed a fair turn of pace. He used to be a hooker in his early days as an amateur in Castleford, but he had the pace of a wingman there. Peter Tunks, but it just shows you the class in these two sides. Now then, Rain to Morris.
I think the trouble is, Ray, that Kevin Rain has had the ball twice in a very, very important position and probably been the wrong player to be in that position.
Stevie Hampson. Well in there by John Bassnett. Stevenson. Oh, that was a wild pass to Iro. But certainly not getting any change out of Gary Schofield, this youngster. Only 19 years of age, one of the sensations in New Zealand in the summer.
I think Maurice Bamford was telling me before the game, Ray, that they plan to play on Iro because they think he's a little bit weak and suspect in defence.
Henderson Gill. Oh, has he got it to Hanley? He has. To Richard Russell. This is more like the Wigan now. Oh, well taken by Stevenson. That was a tremendous taken of pass. Henderson Gill. Oh, what a tackle from Marty Gurr. Well, that was rugby league at its best. It had running, it had tackling, it had handling. What can we say about that? Tremendous piece of rugby. The pass taken by David Stevenson was off his boots.
This is rugby. Richard Russell, what a lovely ball and what a beautiful movement here. Very, very unlucky, and what a great tackle.
And tremendous pressure on Leeds. We've seen Kevin Iro just delayed in the corner. Henderson Gill just stopped. And Leeds have been up to it, and still they cling on to that 1 point lead. 7 points to 6 then for Leeds. And John Bassnett giving his forwards a rest. Heron. And well backed up again by David Heron. He made the initial break.
I think they're just getting one man too many in running places, Leeds, Ray. They're creating the openings and just having the wrong man there.
This is good rugby to Carl Gibson. Oh, but a good tackle by David Stevenson. This number 3 for Wigan is often one of the players that Never really commands the attention in this galaxy of stars, but for me, he's one of the best. Good way. Oh, good running by Hampson. He's had a fine game. Oh, and a good... Oh, but Richard Russell knocked it on. Well, Hampson did all the work, and poor Russell, he's only just come on the field. He's probably been sat on that bench for an hour, fingers cold, and couldn't take the ball. But the gaps are beginning to appear now.
Yes, I think one or two of these lads are getting a little bit tired, Ray, and I think the next try will definitely clinch it.
And 20 minutes to go. The interesting period now in any game. Jackson. Oh, good run by Medley. I think when the candidates considered for the man of the match, Paul Medley could be in here. Stevie Morris, oh, that's a good run. They call this man slippery in Australia, and he certainly slipped two customers there. I think the point about this game, Alec, there's such is the quality on both sides. Really, anybody has the skill to score, haven't they?
I think what's happening, Ray, is that Leeds are creating the chances. The only problem is they're not putting the the points on the board. And with a side like Wigan, who are quite capable of scoring tries from many parts of the field.
Well, that could be another 6 tackles, and it is. Medley. Tremendous defence from these two sides. When we consider that both sides have really tried to attack, they've put moves on. Oh, and Gary Schofield, did I not say that when we're on television, this man always pulls the tricks out for us, and there he is. No wonder this man is valued at £175,000. It was a world record fee. He took his chance, he spotted the gap, he beat 2 men in the process, and isn't he delighted?
Well, they call him the sniffer, and can you believe it after this? He's never been in the game, just look at it, flips round and boom, off you go. Does he like this? This is worth 200,000.
Yes, combination there of pace and blistering sidestep. Well, I think if Leeds go forward to the final, half that fee has been repaid. And a comfortable goal kick here for Colin Maskell.
On and down.
11 points to 6 now for Leeds, and of course if he could get these 2 points at 13-6, that would give problems to Wigan. They would have to score twice. And he gets the 2 points. 13 points to 6 for Wigan. And just look at those Leeds fans. A record John Player semi-final trophy attendance here. 13,500. They're delighted.
And this is what they call him, the sniffer, and he doesn't care what he is. Sniffer, poacher, little bit of a jink here, right in the middle, wrong foot Stevie Hampson. He liked this one. This is worth everything. It's time to look round, time to take the lace out of the ball. He'd like that one.
And it was very nice to see there, Alec, the way that he dived down with the ball underneath his chest, Australian style, no possibility of knocking on.
Well, that's the way. This is all new methods, Ray, the for and against sometimes. But Gary Schofield didn't hope to complaining about that.
Wigan, 17 minutes to go. Can they come back? They have the class, they have the skill. They're the holders of this trophy. They beat Warrington here at this very same ground last season. And we're looking to bid for their 3rd consecutive trophy. Good kick from Martiger.
I think what Leeds have got to start doing now, which they are doing, is believing in themselves, and the forwards are having more and more confidence in themselves. They're taking people on, they're running with the ball. I think the Leeds second row forwards are absolutely having a magnificent game.
Yes, those two second rows there, Powell and Medley, have done a lot in attack and defence. Edwards to Stevenson. Henderson Gill, always likely to pull one of these match-winning tries out, but well policed there by Gary Schofield. Dermot. Good run from the hooker. Oh, well taken by Kevin Lane. That's one of the advantages of being over 6 foot in height.
It just proves how wrong you can be in all. I said this lad's always in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was obviously in the right place at that time.
Roy Powell. Strong, forceful runner, this number 11. I think he and the other second row, Paul Medley, given tremendous pressure on this Wigan line, time and time again with those runs on the outside. Heron. Edwards. Wigan being forced back inside, and looks to be another injury there for Leeds. Well, it's whether it's good tactics or not, Alex, trying little up and unders in your own 25-yard, I wouldn't like to say, but I don't think I would do them.
No, I wouldn't think that it is, because Leeds is just keeping possession now, and they're getting more and more into the game. I think what they've got to do is not take any silly chances, because Wigan are quite capable of scoring from any part of the field.
And Leeds have that vital 7-point lead, 13 points to 6. Medley. Powell. And the 6th tackle now then. Will Leeds go for a drop goal? They're moving back to Ashton. He's already got one to his credit. But no. But there's an interesting decision from the referee, Ray Tennant. He adjudged that the ball was touched by a Wigan player as it was going over, so it's a dropout beneath the posts. He's had a very good game as Mr. Tennant. It's his biggest game to date, the semi-final. He's only been a Grade 1 official for 3 seasons, but he's certainly proved the man for the job.
I think it's under the time where there's a lot of pressure on referees, Ray. I think it's one of the best performances of a referee, considering he's so inexperienced, that I've seen for a long, long time.
Medley. Oh, some crunching, powerful runs by this youngster. I know that Mal Riley, the Great Britain coach, has been expecting Medley to show his true form and to come through for the tour of Australia, and he's certainly showing it. Ashton. Leeds are quite content to hold the ball here. They're definitely setting up for drop goals now. It's Wigan who have to score. Another attempt from Schofield, and again I think we'll see, yes, a drop out beneath the posts. Leeds putting real pressure on Wigan, just camping out in this 25-yard area. And Wigan seemingly at this stage not really been able to get out of it, looking and lacking ideas at the moment.
I think they're under the cosh rate at the moment, and this is, I make this 24 consecutive balls for Leeds. They've had the ball and not lost it, and that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the side.
But still only 13 points to 6 for Leeds. Heron. Wigan tackling still very, very sure. Just those 2 lapses from Wigan with the tries from Medley and Schofield. Peter Jackson. That's a good ball, but badly taken by Morris. Now then, Edwards opening out play to Iro. He has Gill with him, but just look at Schofield. Straight in. I'm sure this lad Kevin Iro will know that he's played against one of the best centres in the world this afternoon. He'll learn from it. Henderson Gill. But well covered by Peter Jackson. Good cover by this Australian lad. Leeds have a great history of Australian players. Some of our older viewers will remember Vic Hay and Eric Harris in the 30s, and Dick Thornett, Arthur Clue since the war, and certainly they've had good bargains with what they got out this afternoon. 10 minutes remaining for Wigan to reassert themselves, but they must score twice.
I think now, Ray, that Leeds are going to have to rely on this tackling probably more than ever, because I'm sure that Wigan are going to not throw this tie away without giving it a big go.
I think Wigan have Graham West on substitute. I know he's not as young as in his international days, but certainly I think he's the sort of forward who could stand up in a tackle. He's 6'5" and probably offload a ball or two for 1 or 2 of these players. Yes,
if there is a problem with Wigan at the moment, it's one-man football, and they're hoping that one of the stars which they have in this side can produce a match-winning try. I think it's going to take more than that, and I think they're going to have to play a bit more together as a team.
Gregory. Gildart. Oh, he's lost it. The Wigan second row there was looking to put the ball around the would-be tackler, but just didn't have the strength or the control in the arms.
And that's the little bit of inexperience, Ray, with a young boy. You know, he doesn't know when to hold the ball when he's in an attacking position, and in Cook's eyes, that kind of a pass could be absolutely vital.
Masco. Just coming up, 8 minutes to go. Wigan certainly have the talents, they have the ability to score. And I think if anyone's going to do it, this is the man, Stevie Hampson. For me, the best player on this Wigan side. Every time he's got the ball, he's looked dangerous.
I think that has been probably one of Leeds' worst parts of the game, their actual kicking, and kicking to a man who was causing them a lot of problems. And Hampson, every time he comes forward with the ball, he looks very, very dangerous.
Gregory. No. Edwards saw Peter Tunks coming, and I think he was in 2 minds to try to get the pass out rather than take the ball. He was trying to do 2 things at once.
I think he also tried to pull a fast one then, Ray. Well, just watch here now, a ball from Andy Gregory, and Sean Edwards, very unusual, takes his eye off the ball. No doubt about the knock-on. He's not happy with it.
Leeds just edging in front with the scrums there with that one. 10 scrums to 8 for Colin Maskell.
This fella, Ray, this number 6, he's had a tremendous game, Peter Jackson. He's been the man for me who's been running the show, and he's also looks as though he's been to acting school as well.
Well taken by Roy Powell. David Stevenson did well to spot that. There was an overlap again coming on this left wing for Leeds. The 6th tackle. Tunks. Difficult ball there for Richard Ruffell to take.
Very, very intelligent kicking by Peter Tunks, though, Ray. He saw both wingmen hanging back and just thought he'd be happy to make the ground.
And this boy, Hampson, again. Oh, good dummy from Gregory, but you see, that was where the support should have been coming. A dummy like that, run-around movements. All season Wigan have had second-row forwards running off there. And silly play from Colin Maskell. When you're 13 points to 6 in the lead and you're in the opposition 25-yard line, that's inexperience.
He's also putting his side under pressure, which I don't think they need to be under, because Wigan are very, very dangerous from any part of the field, and you must not give them the ball in this stage of the game.
Oh, Hilary Hanley. Andy Goodway, this is good stuff from Wigan. Oh, and a beautiful ball. Russell now then, has he got the legs to go for the line? Gildart, and he's lost it, the poor lad. Tremendous rugby there from Wigan, but young Russell didn't have the pace to get to the line, and tremendous cover coming back from Leeds. And how many times in this second half, once on either wing, and now with Richard Russell, the lack of pace to make the line. Just 5 minutes to go, and if Leeds do win, well, that could be the turning point. And sensibly Leeds taking the ball away from the acting half-back position. Oh, John Bassnett gets through. Good run from Bassnett there. He's a big lad, this wingman, signed for £40,000 from Widnes. And a superb kick from Gary Schofield.
Now, is this the try saver or the try miss? Just watch the ball here as young Richard Russell slips inside. Watch young Ian Gildart here as he slips. All he had to do was catch one tackling from Leeds.
And an inscribed memento, and it goes to number 12 of Leeds, Paul Medley.
Hampson. Wigan then now in desperation, closing minutes of this game, but there's some class again from Edwards. They certainly have the players, and again a silly offence there from Leeds. This game isn't over by any means. Wigan may need to score twice, but they have the ability to do it.
They're going to have to put something together very, very quickly, Ray, because the Leeds tackling now will be going stronger and stronger.
Lucas. Oh, David Stevenson there was looking for the runaround. He was expecting Sean Edwards to follow him round, and he didn't. And the pressure once again off Leeds.
I don't think we'll see any heroics here, Ray. Now we'll just see Leeds playing the 6 tacklers out and obviously pumping the ball down the field. They know they've got 7 points in front. They know that Wigan have to score twice, and the way they're playing, I don't think they can do it.
And the touch judge, Mr. Hesketh from St Helens, obviously spotted an offence with Hilary Hanley. And the man of the match there. Tremendous performance from Paul Medley. Despite a cut in his head, he refused to go off. And my word, how Maurice Bamford must be proud of this young son.
Well, I think, Ray, you could give either one of those second row forwards the man of the match, because I think Roy Powell probably had one of the best games I've seen for a long, long time. He's a big, strong lad. He's run well with the ball, and I think it's the 2 second rows who've probably done more to win in this game than anybody else.
Schofield. Leeds last won this trophy 4 years ago, beating Widnes 18 points to 10, and significantly it was when Maurice Bamford was last in charge of them. He had a spell with Great Britain, and now it looks as if he's masterminding this Leeds revival again.
I would think, Ray, Morris on the bench now. I think the tablets will begin to work. I think he'll be as nervous as anybody, and he should be rightly proud of this Leeds side today, because I think from 1 to 13 they've played very well and played well as a team.
Jackson. And all they have to do is hold on to this ball, the 6th tackle. Gary Schofield electing to run, and that just shows the confidence of this centre. Oh, beautiful ball to Morris. To Maskell, Maskell for the try. Yes, brilliant try. It started with Gary Schofield. The confidence of that centre. He really given the youngster Iro a nightmare. He come back inside, but that's the difference to support play. And Colin Maskell over under the post, and at last those Leeds supporters can believe the revival.
What a try this is. Gary Schofield just slips the ball in front here. Looks as though there's Nottingham. And just watch Stevie Morris. He slips inside. He's got tremendous pace. Runs round Hampson. But watch what's coming up. The best part is yet to come. Is this the icing on the cake? I think it certainly is. What a good try.
Tremendous determination there from that lad Colin Maskell, and here he is now to take the goal. I don't think anything would have stopped him from taking this goal. He's already kicked two, got himself one try, and we're moving into injury time now. It's there, no problems at all. 19 points to 6 for Colin Maskell.
Well, this is a tremendous try. If you're looking for a try of the year, just look at this. Gary Schofield whips outside Iro, who looks a little bit forlorn there, but look at Morris. Slippery Morris, slippery indeed. But you've got to see the best. Here it comes. Maskell, woo, does he want to go for that? Good try.
And there's the hooter. No problems. Well might Colin Maskell raise his arms aloft. Leeds, huge financial outlay there, reshaped their side in the summer. It's paid dividends. Maurice Bamford will be delighted with that. Tremendous effort, especially from the two second rows, and rightly rewarded by that huge Leeds contingent. 6 points to Wigan, 19 points to Leeds, and I'll be here next week to see whether it's St Helens or Oldham who can stop their march to this John Player Special Trophy. We'll find out next week in Grandstand. Leeds 19, Wigan 6.